Hi guys, so you might have finished your AS, your A-level, your BTEC, and you're thinking of moving into HE. Well, brace yourselves. Understanding how HE differs from FE will help you to be prepared. So how is study at HE level different from FE or A-level? And what will your lecturers expect from you? Studying in HE can be challenging if you aren't prepared and know the differences. So here are my 6 tips to help you understand and prepare in advance. Tip 1. Understand the concept of self-directed learning. Now your teaching will generally consist of lectures and tutorial times. This means that you will get less directed time and more time to work on your own. It is generally expected that you spend time studying outside of your taught times. However, many students fail to invest the time in and so struggle when it comes to understanding the subject. This is where SDL comes in. Now, basically, as a learner, this means that you take the initiative to pursue a learning experience and the responsibility for completing that learning. So you're in charge of your own learning, and no one else does it if you don't. Now, self-direction doesn't mean that you work in isolation, quite the opposite. In fact, many students choose to work in groups rather than in isolation. The critical factor here is that you as a learner will drive the total learning experience, beginning with recognising the need to learn. Tip 2. More critical analysis, thought, and less description. Now, HE requires you to think critically and develop your opinion based on others. You're likely to be doing many of the same things. For instance, you're writing essays, written assignments, reading, making notes, using references, compiling bibliographies, listening to a teacher passing on knowledge of the subject, presenting on a topic, etc. However, you will need to change and develop these practices to help you study at a higher level of academic study. HE is about understanding what others think and appreciating that people have different ideas about what makes something correct. And, it's just about considering and comparing these versions. Tip 3. Demonstrating evidence and interest. Now, in HE you will learn about your subject, your discipline, and then be required to communicate what you've learned through various assignments or presentations. Your lecturers will be looking for evidence in your work that makes you know what you know meaningful. Whether you're writing about someone else's ideas or your own, you'll be expected to support the points you wish to make with evidence, perhaps from your own research or observations or from reading. When this evidence is taken from someone else's work, you will need to provide appropriate sources and references. Take an interest in knowing about the major issues, debates surrounding the topic in question. Make it your business to expand your knowledge, whether that's through subscribing to particular articles, YouTube channels, radio, newspapers, etc. Tip 4. Establish key relationships in the institution. You may not realise it, but think of university as an extension of your future working life, and in that way develop your relationship with your tutor, key lecturers, and even career advisors. This is vital, as these staff will be influential when it comes to providing you with a reference on your CV, putting you in touch with work placement contacts, extracurricular work, graduate jobs applications. Now, a personal tutor can provide a reference when you go for these jobs, so it's worth attending tutorials and one-to-ones. Not only will you gain subject expertise, but you will also be remembered when it comes to providing a reference. This is definitely worth not underestimating. Tip 5. Work smart, not hard, by building up your extracurricular activities. You may be thinking, I want to go to uni to study and that's it. But think again. It's important to demonstrate a range of skills to any future employer. The key is to recognise what skills you feel you want to develop and then to look at something that interests you. There are many areas in the university that require student volunteers, student reps, sports, student union, part-time work, volunteering, creative activities, etc. Work out a plan with your local careers advisor to establish the types of activities you could get involved in. The earlier you start in this, the more healthier your CV will look by the end of your studies, and therefore the bigger your chances for getting a graduate job. Tip 6. Prioritise, prioritise, prioritise. I cannot emphasise this enough. HE is about juggling a range of tasks, from attending a lecture to working in a group on a presentation to then going off to that voluntary job, etc. Everything requires preparation. Poor preparation equals poor performance. You won't be reminded by your tutor or lecturer when you have an assignment due, or told by them how to prioritise your workload. In HE, although you're likely to have a named tutor who has an oversight of your activities, they will expect you to organise your own workload and keep on top of your commitments. However, that does not mean there isn't plenty of support available both from your tutor and from other people in the institution. It's a good idea to get familiar with the sources of information and support that are available as soon as possible so you have them when you need them. Thank you. My name's Ray Bowdler.